Nobody likes the word miscarriage. I think there's a lot of shame attached to it and a lot of sadness, and there's a lot of societal stigma about it. But I'd rather talk about it than not talk about it. I opened up the summer of last year burying my dad, and then I ended it last summer having a miscarriage. And it felt like this very strange circle of life experience that just included a lot of death and a lot of tragedy. And I always describe it as the inverse of losing my dad, because my dad was like the ending of a beautiful, long-lived life, and I grieved that. And the way I grieved having a miscarriage and grieved my daughter was what could have been, and grieving that part. So it just hit me a lot harder than I thought it would. I never even thought about having a miscarriage. I never even thought about being pregnant until it happened. I just think that people need to treat it the way we treat any other kind of loss. But I also feel like as a society, we are nowhere near where we need to be talking about grief and death and loss. It's hard. It's just really, really, really hard. And I empathize with all women who've gone through it and who may go through it. It's just horrific. And it doesn't really get easier either. Oftentimes, as people turn into the show, they probably think that, you know, we're leading these like perfect lives and everything's wonderful, and there's actually a lot of intensity in any human's life. And I just thought after I had my miscarriage that I should talk about it, because everything I go through, I just want people to feel less alone, because I felt very, very alone during the entire experience. And afterward, I just felt like I have this huge platform. Why not use it to help other women feel less alone? I was very, very, very hard on myself, and I blamed like the stress of my life, and I blamed being older, and I blamed my personality, and I blamed things that were not rational. And I have come to, obviously since that space of time, I have become more rational about it, but I just think go easy on yourself, because it's physically, mentally, and emotionally just an extremely intense and extremely difficult thing to go through. And give yourself time to breathe and have space. And I since then have just tried to go a little easier on myself, and all things having to do with motherhood and pregnancy related, because you know it's not easy being a woman. It's just not. And I know how hard I was on myself, and I'm sure a lot of women do the same thing, and you just feel really alone. I felt so shamed. I had to take time off of work. Like, I felt like I was impacting work. I still am worried that I, for whatever reason, maybe can't be pregnant and do my job at the same time, because I couldn't before. So there are all these questions that only women have to answer. Women have to make different choices and have different experiences across the board that men do. And I think starting with motherhood is the perfect example of why it's just never gonna be an equal experience across the board for a man hosting a political show versus a woman. Daytime TV is really hard to be childless and 35. But even today, I made a joke on the show, like, every day I'm reminded that I'm not a mom. And I think that I just wanted to sort of take power back into the fact that there's a lot of women out there that are not moms or have had the same kind of struggles I've had. And it's been weird, like, as a result, I have actually developed pretty close friendships with other women who had experienced miscarriages, and I've always sort of been agnostic about having kids. I'm not one of these people, I don't feel naturally maternal. I don't feel like this natural draw to motherhood. And I think my response and how sad I felt afterward surprised me. And again, nobody talks about this kind of stuff. The only experience I've ever had in TV when women are pregnant is streamers and excitement, which is wonderful and amazing. But I just think there's a lot of other women out there who have my experience, and you are not alone.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.